Imagine for a moment fish, oil, and darkness. That's what it's like, working on a dredge ship. Imagine you've been stationed as a doctor on this boat for 180 days, doing a route out of Norway and heading towards Greenland on this black vessel. You're a dredge boat, a crew tasked with removing sediment and dirt from the bottom of the sea using hydraulic vacuums beneath the vessel. In other words, you shovel shit in the ocean. Well, you're a doctor for people who shovel shit in the ocean. But the money makes it worth it. It's been colder than all hell, and the ship's rocking has driven you half mad. The ice soaks into your pores with every patient you see, and every day, you wake up and wash hair too slick to stand, and you look into the mirror at your eyes so shadowed and baggy that you look twice your age, and you tell yourself the money makes it worth it, and hope to God that it'll be true. 50,000, it's enough to get you started, and there's only 20 days left. 20 days, working as a doctor for this dredge crew. You can do it. It's only aching ribs and cuts from time to time. It's not hard work for you, not truly. And after that, a new life, a new name. You can move and work in Australia or Bali, get some nice cushy job mending bruised backs and bleeding knees for school children. All you need is this seed money. Finish this contract on this dredge ship, and your life can finally begin. It's a dark night when you see the fish. The lights creak in your small doctor's office, boat still swaying in the evening now, and you are staring down at a wonder of science that you can't possibly imagine. There's no chef on board, and none of the other crew members can cook worth a penny, so every night after you see your patients, the crew asks you to carve them up something for the evening. And tonight you were meant to carve a fish. Grigg said he'd caught one earlier. But what is this? You're looking down at it now, carved open with your own knife. But there are no organs, no heart, no nerves, no intestines. It's hollow, empty. But that makes no sense. This fish was alive just now. You held it as it flailed against your carving knife and you bled out its life. So how is there nothing inside of it? A perfect circle, where its organ should be. It's as if your mind is playing tricks on you, as if it was pretending to be a fish. Or, no, it's some half-finished hallucination, no doubt a product of your lack of sleep. You toss it in the garbage. Well, it looks like the crew are eating vegetables tonight. At dinner, the captain and the rest of the crew grumble and moan and ask you why they're not having the fish that they were promised, and you hold up your hands. You tell them it was infected, and they grumble, but they'll seem to accept your answer, for now at least. But do you accept that answer? You're not sure. You're poking at your vegetable soup for a while until you see it, condensation on the rim of your bowl, a thin line of soup in a perfect circle. You're tossing it around with your fork when Stephen comes up to you. He's a bright boy, old enough to have wrinkles and calluses on his hands, but young enough that you wonder how he got them. He eyes you for a while and then smiles softly. You're tired, he says, and it's not a question. I am too, Doc. We've been at ship far too long. Sometimes it feels like there is no road out there beyond the waves. Like all there is our boat in the darkness. And you smile then. Stephen, have you been taking your meds? You ask him playfully, and he nods. And you grab his shoulder, look into his eyes. We're almost there. Stephen, you tell him. You're the youngest of us. And that smile keeps us all going. Don't give in to the dark, not yet. You're our brightness, our bright boy. We will make it to the end, get our money, and finally live. Behind Stephen, the other crewmates seem to have forgotten their anger over the fish. They're dancing in a circle and holding each other and singing sailor songs. Lay your struggles, lay your pride, lay your worries on the tide. Sea and storm, hear my wish. Make me catch a fish. And if by chance I meet the edge, tell my brothers on the dredge. And if by chance I meet the edge, tell my brothers on the dredge. And you watch as they dance and laugh and tumble over themselves in their cups. Each of them, has their own reasons for wanting the money, for being on a ship like this so long. You nod to them, and then to Stephen. That's what they are, your brothers on the dredge. You'll do your job, you'll heal their wounds, and you'll make it to the end together. After the dining crowd clears out of the mess hall, you're doing the dishes in the crowded sink, and though you threw it away, you can't stop thinking about the fish. The way it had nothing inside of it. You pull at all the threads of your memory, undergraduate studies, medical school, none of it made mention of such. Not habitat studies, species identification, population dynamics. A fish is an animal, beat the heart, move the blood, with nothing inside of it. It could only be dead, but it was alive, and it was thrashing until you took it to knife. And it was hollow, empty, a circle. No, you stop the dishes there and then. You need to study it further. You cleanse your hands and make your slow way from the mess hall and through the open deck towards the med bay. The sea at night is a black like the darkest sin. You'd think your eyes were closed if not for the swaying and the sloshing of the waves beneath the boat. You remember what Stephen was saying. Perhaps you were foolish to cast his words aside so shamelessly. You reach your med bay, close fast the door, and fish through the bin where you threw away the fish. And it's empty. What? No, that makes no sense. Just this evening it was full of test tubes, beakers, samples, and one strange fish that you threw away right before the mess. So how? So why is the bin itself empty, devoid of anything? Was this bin always so dark? You laughed to yourself when you realized it, of course. No, you're being silly. It was Stephen, the boy you were just talking to. He's the crewmate tasked with emptying the bins at night. He must have come for yours after the mess hall and cleared it out. That's all right. That's why. Well, of course, you should probably go find him. When you leave your med bay, the sea is just as dark as before. This you know. But something stranger catches your eye. The boy. The bright boy, Stephen. He's standing upon the high mast like a sailor out of myth. It's not a trick of the light. I found the fish. God's gathered, you whisper, and you shout, Stephen, why are you up there? Why are you so high? Get down now. I won't spend the night fixing up your scrapes when you fall. And where's the fish, you ask him? Where's the night's garbage? And now you realize he's taken a foot off the mast. He's at least 30 feet off the ship deck and now standing on one leg, staring off into the darkness of the waves below, the black of the sky. Stephen, you whisper, and then you reach out. He opens his mouth, but out comes nothing at all. No words anyway. He reaches out and turns on the mast so you can see him in full. His soft sailor's linens, his bright smile, still wide and cheerful, and his hands. And as he rips off his shirt so you can see what's beneath, you gasp, because there's a hole. Not a wound, not blood, not bone, a hole where Stephen's heart should be. And you cover your mouth and stagger back even as the waves grow stronger in the night tide. It's a perfect circle. Stephen smiles through his tears, eyes still so soft as he looks down on you. You're dreaming. It leaves nothing behind. No organs, no sign of life. Gods. Come down, Stephen, you raise your voice. Let me fix you up. But he's still smiling and crying and holding out his hands and shaking his head. I can't. I'm sorry, Doc, he calls out then, turning again towards the waves on his high mast. I know I shouldn't have. It was fresh and it was there, and we don't have much food, and I'm so sorry. I shouldn't. You're running now, clawing your way up the mast, even as that bright boy who'd bring you coffee before you saw your patients and took your garbage out every night. Stephen, the boy who's determined to go to college and learn medicine like you and find his father. Stephen takes a step gently off the mast, and you're shouting now, Stephen, I can help you. I'm a doctor, give me a chance. The boy is shining now, bright as a fallen star. And if by chance I meet the edge, he whispers on that grand mast, just loud enough for you to hear him. Tell my brothers on the dredge. He falls like a dark blink into the hungry deep, and you almost fall into the water reaching for him, but you're too slow. The ship is moving too fast. He'll drown before you can even turn. You plop down onto the deck, defeated, clawing your nails into the wood. Panic sets in then, soft, undulating, panic growing with every breath you take that something out of your control is happening. These holes, this strange fish, and Stephen. No, okay. You know how to compartmentalize. You've done it all your life. Stephen is gone. The ship is in danger. And there is something in the water. You're at a whiteboard. You haven't slept for hours. The crew will wake soon, and you'll have to explain what happened to Stephen. But that's not what you're focused on now. You need to solve this problem. What are these holes? And that heat, that glow near the end, was that radioactivity? Bioluminescence? It was as white as silk. It was like, wait, first the fish, then Stephen. You look over your notes, write big, bold words over the rest. Anomaly number 1, the hollow. And beneath it, your notes. Firstly, the dredger ship itself is a waste collection ship. Your shit shovelers for the ocean, even the one fish that you found. It should have been an unlikely thing to come across in this dirty water. The fish don't like to stay this close to the detritus in the mud, and you're floating in it all day. How would there even be a fish so close to your ship that someone could catch it and give it to you? You kiss your teeth. You should have been more careful, more cautious when it was given. So were you right? Was it something else pretending to be a fish? Stephen said he ate it. Is that what triggered it? Does eating it have something to do with the changes? Does touching it? Wait. Touching. You always used gloves, but touching. Who was it that gave you the fish to begin with? Well, it was Griggs, wasn't it? The first mate himself, and truth be told, you can't remember seeing him at the diner last night. You can't remember seeing him for a while now. Okay, it's some kind of infestation, an epidemic, some sort of cancer spreading by the touch, and you're the first point of contact. And by the looks of it, it's like nothing your kind has ever faced before. It ate Stephen's flesh so rapidly it would make the deadliest piranhas hide in shame. And what was that hole? Well, it was a perfect circle, wasn't it? Like the fish. A perfect circle. Okay, if it truly exists, if this perfection, this circle, truly comes from the water, this entity, if it's moved by touch, then surely, whatever it is, it likes perfection, it likes circles. You need to find Griggs. You reach out, and you wake up. Gods, how long has it been? You dreamed bad things, dangers and dark winds and all sorts. You truly needed to get some rest, but then you stand up, as a knock comes from your door. Your crewmate's voice you faintly recognize. They call out through the doorway that the first mate has invited everyone to the mess hall. They found us a king's breakfast, he calls out. Mountains of fish. Your eyes go wide and you burst past the door, running the fastest your legs can carry you this morning. You drop your notes, but you don't care. You need to get to the kitchen. This is a waste collection ship. It's murky water for miles. You shouldn't be finding this many fresh fish. It all reeks of something unsaid, something dark, and then you reach the kitchen just in time to see them. The majority of your crew, your captain, your first mate, the deckhands, cleaners, collection officers, all biting into fish, slathered in butter and onions. It's been 2 days since you locked the patients in the kitchens. Luckily, the call for breakfast seemed to have collected every single person on the crew. And so when they ate that thing, they were safely quarantined before you could touch them. That first day, they showed no signs of change in their otherwise frightful conditions. The hole, you see, is a perfect circle in their bellies, just as it was with Stephen. It is where their small intestine should be, yet there is no sight of anything there, nothing but the hole in each of them. And yet, they are still alive. They're all standing straight, and they have been for the last 2 days, and they have not moved for the last 2 days, not uttered a word for the last 2 days, not eaten, not blinked in that kitchen. All signs of humanity are lost in them, all but one. They're standing in a perfect circle, arms interlinked like school children at recess, all standing silent vigil over a circle that is absolute, as if waiting, as if hoping. For what, you could not know, but you won't stop until you do. "10 days now, their circle is ever perfect. They're not tired, they haven't shown signs of breaking at all. The circle is absolute, infinite. You call it the hollow, whatever this is, this phenomena, this illness. On the 5th day, you tried nitrogen freezing them all through the vents. No matter how cool you made it in that room, the patients showed no signs of feeling it, no shivering, no shaking. They just stood in that perfect circle. You're seeing fuzz spots in the edges of your vision, day after day, night after night as the ship sailed on. You've been researching every form of disease this could possibly be. Stroke or brain injury. Certain lesions could cause people to circle towards one side, a seizure perhaps, or a post-seizure state, a brain tumor, a pressure, some inner ear vestibular problems, all affecting balance. None of it makes sense. None of it would have developed so quickly. Your arms are shaking. Your nerves can't handle this little sleep. And you look out on the deck this evening from your med bay. Thank God at least that the boat is still fixed on the path back to port. Without it, you'd have no idea how to steer this thing home. But what's that? In the distance, in the corner of your eye, there's a floating... Wait, what is that? There's something floating in the water. You leap out of the medbay door and grasp a lens to take a closer look. Then you stagger back. It's not a thing. It's a person. Stephen. Alive. Floating on his back in the water so you could still see the perfect circled hole in the center of his belly. He's alive, just like the rest, motionless. But how could that be? He jumped almost 15 days ago. You should be leagues away from him now. And then you take a closer look around. The evening sun, the waves, the scent. It's all too familiar. You realize it's true before you even finish the theory in your head. The boat, your dredger vessel, it's been in the same spot, or rather, moving along the same spot. The perfect circle. You look at yourself in the mirror. Bruises, breakouts all over your skin and thinning hair soon to baldness. You slap yourself, and you slap yourself again harder and harder. No, you tell the darkness, you will not have me. No, you tell the void, back from whence you came. But it's all getting too much. What is this? A dream, a nightmare, the hollow fish, the circles in your brothers. What, pray tell, have you done to deserve all this? Is this truly the punishment for those who would dare to dream? No. No, you won't die like this. If the ship is bound to this circled path, then you'll abandon it. You'll survive. And so you set down the ship's life rafts with a winch and paddle away from the black dredger, sailing on the tumultuous waves on your life raft, darker with every paddle you take. This life raft, it's far too small for this breath of ocean. All that remains on that dredge is some beast, some innate god or creature you cannot understand. What else can you do but run? You paddle and paddle and paddle for your life. Even as the waves crash, the rain falls harder, the dredger goes even more distant. You'll make it home soon. You know you will. The ship was only a couple days from the shore. You can last that. You can paddle that much. Tell the world what you saw. Get him real help. Real doctors, real professionals, people who know what they're doing. You paddle, you pray, you fall asleep and wake up. And now a storm rages around you, lightning arcing through the darkened clouds with every wave falling. You see mountains worth of fish bouncing and soaring through the air, as if this is the most beautiful sea there ever was, the most bountiful sea there ever was. But it is not. You know it is a trick. You ignore the fish and still you paddle on, backwards over the storm. You need a real doctor, real professionals. You need to make land, tell the people what you saw. You go in and out of consciousness. You blink and you're on your boat, in the ocean, in the sky, a field of grass, an office, a real doctor, real professionals, an interview room. And then your raft stops as it collides with something behind you. Finally, you've made land. You turn around to see what stopped your raft. And there he is, your bright boy, Stephen, floating there in the middle of the ocean with a hole in his chest. The ocean raging around you both, and the dredger, that black dredger that you've paddled away from, paddling for what's felt like days. It's right behind you again. He once told Stephen we all make mistakes. Is all this punishment? Does some god out there, some being know what you are? Know that you lied, that you weren't a doctor, that memorization was the only gift your parents gave you, but you never went to school. You never got the certifications you need. All you wanted was to be something. To be something other than a failure. All you wanted was to try. to try and protect your son. And you were going to leave him, paddle to land while he wasted away like all the rest. In a way, you're just like these fish and these men here, pretty on the outside, all empty and broken on the inside. No, you slap yourself again. Coat your eyes with the sea water. Make yourself feel something. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare go hollow. You remember your interview to be here. The way the captain and the grids looked at you, welcomed you, trusted you. They're your brothers. Each and every one of them. It doesn't matter where you came from, what you are. All that matters is what you can do, what you have to do. And Stephen is your blood. And so you slap yourself again. Feel the air on your blood. Feel the pain in your nerves. The circle sickness or cancer might come from touch. But you don't care. You yank Stephen into your life raft and paddle now towards the dredge. And when you reach it, you use the winch to pull you both up. You stand on the crew boat, rain-soaked and shivering. Rip off the sleeves of your doctor's coat, heavy as they are with the blood from your knuckles. And you walk up to the helm of your dredge in the darkest night you've ever seen, with the waves so black they're like hands of God beneath you, and the night as dark as the things you'll have to do. Okay, you spits, as the starts of rainfall hit the deck. The greater storm is coming. They're depending on you. They need you. Fine, science has no claim here. You turn the helm. Fine, you're just like them. Even if you pretend to be anything different, you're not a doctor, just some failure who can memorize a page. You're hollow. You turn the helm. But there are worse things to be than the man who lays it all bare before the ocean. You turn the helm all starboard side. It's about circles. If that's what this thing wants, this monster is trying to tell you, then you'll listen. You'll calculate the radius, and you'll make for the one place you haven't tried to go. The most important part of any circle. You'll make for the center. The first thing you notice is the water. It's soaked by the shards of rain from the sky and the tumult of the raging storm. But you notice it. The water is curling around your ship, as if trying to make the ship bend the closer you arrive to the circle, as if imposing the law of the circle upon everything in it. You steer harder, twisting the helm so your ship can break the crashing waves testing you. Rain and salt and water all over your face and your heart, your lungs. But you do this for your brothers on the dredge, and you will not fail. And then you see them. When did they come out of the kitchen? Your fellow sailors, they're standing before you now, slowly walking around you. You yell at them, trying to man the storm, asking for help, but they do not listen. They're circling you now, with arms interlinked, watching you like you are the center of their perfect storm. You laugh then, barking a wild croak for the raging deep, and then you sing. You know they've always liked a song. Lay your struggles, lay your pride, lay your worries on the tide. Sea and storm, hear my wish. Make me catch a fish, and if by chance I meet the edge, tell my brothers on the dredge. And if by chance I meet the edge, tell my brothers on the dredge. They don't join you in song, but that's alright. The ship is so bent now that the midsection protrudes the rest like a pregnant woman. It will fall soon, this you know. But you have a feeling. You have a feeling that whatever this is, this thing, it wants you to live. The other sailors have not harmed you. The sea will not harm you. And it's your choice. So you hold on to Stephen, climb up to the high mast, look out over the hungry waves, bountiful with fish, who all rise from the water now and float there, aligned in a perfect circle for you. And you dive, with your son beside you, into the inviting ocean. And there is none. You're falling, still falling. When you thought you'd hit the water, the ocean simply opened up for you. This thing, this entity, this creature, it's made a sort of dark elevator for you to fall down. Wherever it is, it's deep. And then you hit the ground. It's a soft landing, and you hold fast to Stephen as you hit what must be the bottom of the very ocean. Before you now is, well, of course it is, a great domed swelling at the bottom of the ocean in the form of a grand circle. It's empty, save for that thing in its center, floating inside the swelling of air, hovering at the center of the circle, and you walk toward it. And as you walk toward it, you see the ocean around you. Fish swim up, schools in perfect circles. You spot a great whale with a circle for an eye and a greater blue whale with a circle in its belly. a hammerhead shark with a circle on its fin, 5 great orcas swimming in harmony with a school of krill, all with circles for gills. It's a paradise of circles, a world, and it is growing, larger with every turn of the waves. Every step you take, you hear them behind you now, the other sailors, your crew, walking beside you as if in harmony. And there it is, at the center of the circle, the anomaly, the hollow. If you were to try and describe it, it would be as if a great eel had been cut apart so cleanly that only its head and fins remained. A mountain of an eel, to make it circle. But describing it does not do it justice, not truly. Not the way its body writhes and twists as you approach, as if vetting your perfection against the weight of the circle. And you walk closer, reaching out to the specked black gills along its snake-like body, and still, you stride forward, and then you see it. The face, the eyes of that eel. Those are no fish's eyes, no eel's eyes, that's a human's eye. And then you know what it is you're alive for, what you're here to do. It's a simple thing. The circle needs a center, and it's been searching all the while. You take a breath, one last look to Stephen, and he is smiling, and you reach out your hand to hold him once more. Better his fraud of a father, you think to yourself, than him. And you pray he survives what comes next. Then you reach out for the hollow, and let the great eel consume you. That, you call out, is how my father saved me and the rest of the crew from the storm. Your wife laughs. Stephen, she says, how am I meant to believe that? And you laugh back. Well, that's what happened, whether you believe it or not. Then your wife turns to you, tilting her head in your beach home. Wait, but how can I support it if I enjoyed the story? Ah, you smile softly. The story continues on Patreon. Check it out for my scripts, exclusive stories, or to simply support the channel so I can make more videos, more frequently, and at a higher quality. Also, join the Discord. We have fun there. Make sure to like the video as that helps the creator a lot. And also subscribe if you haven't already.